Hi, everyone, and welcome to Math 202, Calc 2. This is Dr. Stoner. I'll be your professor this semester, and we're going to jump right into it. So instead of going through all of this with you in class, I wanted you to take a second to watch this quick video so that you knew where to find all the important information about our course. So this is your My Classes page. You've already found that welcome video because that's how you got here. And the next piece that's important for you is this important information module, right? It says it's important information. The introduction is nothing super important, but the course and syllabus policies is where all the things you need to know reside. Okay. So in here, you have things like the name of the course, my name, and where you can find me. So I'm in 120 Henson Hall. And my office hours. So those are office hours where I am literally there to help you. Okay. I sit there. Usually I get other work done if you're not there, but you are welcome to walk in and bother me at any time during those time hours. Okay. If for some reason it's raining or you're out of town or you're at home or you're wherever and you want to meet with me during those times, I did include a Zoom link here for office hours that we can jump on together and go over anything you need to have answered. Our course information is here. We're here together Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 11:50. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're in Devilbus 113. But on Tuesdays, we're in Devilbus 112. I guarantee you at least once this semester, I will probably go to the wrong room. You probably will too. Okay. But it's a common thing here. Then you get into the boring stuff like the course description, all that kind of stuff. Now, down here, your course grade is made up of 4 things. Homework is 20% of your grade. Okay. If you're not practicing math, you're not learning it. Okay. So homework is 20%. Every Friday, we're going to take a quiz, and those quizzes are worth 15% of your grade. It says 3 exams. There's actually going to be 4. By the time you see this, that will say 4 exams. And those are together worth 45% of your grade. And then your final exam is worth 20% of the grade. Okay. Now, note, I will do my best to upload scores and keep you apprised of your grade on My Classes. Okay. But if it is 2 weeks since the last exam and you open up My Classes, that grade is not going to be correct. Okay. Because we take quizzes every week on paper, and I'm not going to be uploading those to My Classes until each exam. So I keep them in my own personal Excel gradebook. And then after every exam, when I turn it back, I will also update My Classes and give you a grade report so that 4 times before the end of the semester, you know exactly what your grade is and where you stand. Okay. If it's between there and you say, oh, I took that quiz, but it says 0, that's probably because I didn't enter a grade. Okay. So if you did it, and you're not seeing what you want to see, make sure you wait. I mean, you can ask me and we can talk about it, but most likely the issue is I haven't uploaded grades, and I will do so at the next exam. Okay. In terms of how our course is going to work, we are going to run a flipped classroom. And so that means that I have notes prepared for you. Show you where they are in a minute. And I'm going to provide videos for you to watch to fill in some of those notes. And then the rest of the notes we'll do in class together. But you are expected to be watching those videos and know what's in that content before you walk in the door. Okay. Don't come in unprepared. Okay. Don't skip class if you forget to do it. But you are responsible to do that before you get in the classroom. Okay. Homework will be assigned in probably 2 different ways. We'll be using WebAssign. WebAssign is a online homework system, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But it's also possible that I will assign turn-in homework, like handwritten, here's my answers kind of homework. Quizzes we give on Fridays, they're usually on one topic, and they're 1 or 2 questions long, unless they're super short, which you'll probably have 3. But they're usually a 1-page situation. We usually take about 10 to 20 minutes to do that, and then we move on to new material. Exams, here are your exam dates for your 4 exams. They may cover multiple chapters, yada, yada. It's going to be based on how far we've gotten in that time frame. And they're usually about every 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. 3 weeks, I would say, because there's 4 of them. All right. Final exam. The final exam is during final exam week. There is a schedule online. I can show that to you in class. But because when you finish this course, you are then meet the requirements to move on to Calc 3. If you pass, you need to earn at least a 60% on the final. Okay. You just show me that you can do at least 60% of the material so that you can move on to Calc 3. Okay. If you don't, it's an automatic D. So if you come into my class with an A or a B and you score a 54 on the final, it's an automatic D. Okay. So don't blow off the final, and be aware that you've got to be able to put things together on that final exam. Okay. I don't take late work. Okay. If we have a turn in assignment on paper and you're not in class that day, it's late. Okay. Usually I will open when I make an assignment on paper. I have an assignment on my classes. You may turn it in there at any time. Okay. So not being in class is not an excuse to not turn in work. However, I will say when I get to WebAssign, it works a little bit differently. So we'll hold on to that. Now, when it comes to quizzes and exams, my rule of thumb is that if you discuss it with me ahead of time and we make a plan, you can make up a quiz or an exam. Okay. Without it being a big deal. Like you have a wedding to go to, you have whatever, life happens, right? I have something going on at home, I got sick, whatever. As long as you email me before that exam starts, we can adjust it. Now you get 2 per semester. So that's total. So if you skip out on 2 Fridays and you miss 2 quizzes and you make them up, then you don't get any makeups when it comes to exams. So 2 per semester. And then lastly, my AI policy. AI is a new thing in our world. It is great for some things. It is not great as a learning tool. Okay. And in the respect that you are going to, hey, I'm just going to use ChatGPT and take a picture of this and see what the answer is going to be. That's not helping you. Okay. That's you copying down an answer. That's you using assistance and cheating. It's all wrapped into one. Okay. I have never seen someone use AI effectively to learn mathematics. Okay. Will try to convince you that it is, but it is not. Okay. Your best bet, watch the videos, show up and ask me questions, use the Math Emporium. But if you're not doing problems on your own, when it comes test time, it's not going to happen. Okay, so no AI. If I find out that you're using AI, it is considered academic misconduct. Okay, I have ChatGPT on my phone. I can easily take a picture of the homework question and see that you copied it straight word for word. Okay, don't do it. All right, so that is the syllabus. That is the most important piece that you need to take a look at. Based on that, there is an extra credit quiz right here that you can take for a couple of points that you can add on to your homework score at the end of the semester. So it's just answering questions about what's in the syllabus. You'll also see that there are some department, school, and university policies here that you can take a look at your discretion. Further down, we've got your Zoom links. So if I need to move class to Zoom for whatever reason, I do have 3 children. Sometimes they get sick. Sometimes the world happens. Sometimes COVID happens. You just never know. So there is a Zoom link for class that you can use to sign on to class if you've contacted me about it, or we may move to if something happens. There is the Zoom link for office hours again, if you need it. If you're saying, hey, I want to meet with you on Wednesday, but I live an hour away, then we can go ahead and Zoom in. There is some review homework here that I suggest you do. I'm not going to be collecting this. We're not going to go over it. There are video solutions to all of them. We will do our own kind of practice problems in class. And then we'll get into the content. So we talked about a flipped classroom. So, they're not here yet, but probably by the time you see this, right here between the syllabus quiz and the Zoom links, you're going to find a link to your notes. Okay, so these are skeletal notes that I have typed out and that you're going to fill in using these videos. So when I go in here to lecture 1, okay, these are hosted on YouTube, so just be aware of that. There are notes, and is a PDF of it up above if you don't have the whole thing, but ideally you'll have the whole thing. And you're just going to watch that video and you can see that's my handwriting, and you're just going to fill in the notes along with me. You're going to do that for the lecture and the guided practice for most of these modules. And then we'll come into class and we're going to spend our time in class working on problems, right? That's how we learn math. So that's how we're going to spend our time in class. Now, in particular, that set of notes, if you are a person who uses an iPad or a tablet or some device where you have a stylus that you write on it as if it's a pencil, okay, I'm not talking a laptop with a touch screen where you're going to use your finger. That doesn't fly. Okay, you're going to write on it as if you were writing on paper and pencils. You can do that with an iPad or a tablet. If that's the case, you're going to go ahead and, when they're posted right here, download that set of notes and you'll be good to go for the first month or so. Okay, I'm going to add to it as we go. If not, if you are not a tech person with a laptop or an iPad or a whatever, you're going to print this, 3-hole punch it, and put it in a binder. You're going to bring it to class. You're going to take your notes in it. That's where how you're going to take your notes and do things. Okay, so one of those two things. Either you've got an iPad and you've downloaded it and you're ready to rock and roll, or you've printed it and you're ready to rock and roll. Okay. The last thing that you need to know is the textbook. So here's our textbook. Your textbook is online. So it is through Cengage. So you're going to click on the Cengage WebAssign. You're going to click on the link. Now, unless you've opted out, you have inclusive access with this course. So you should automatically have access here. Okay. Now, I have accessed WebAssign countless times over my career. So mine automatically goes in. I'm automatically logged in. If not, my guess is that it's going to prompt you to create an account and log in if you don't already have one. So you're going to have to go through those steps and then you will get to this page. Okay, right now there are no assignments because I haven't assigned any of them, right? They exist here. If you click on future, you can actually see all of our homework assignments for the semester. Those aren't exactly the right ones, but as I adjust them, I will post them to be due at a particular time. Okay, so if we go back, they will pop up here and I will also post them into my classes. So we will assign them as we go and kind of build our assignment list. Okay, but you need to be able to get access to WebAssign. If you want the textbook, it's right here on the ebook. So there was that on the left. Click on ebook and there's our textbook, right? We're going to be starting into chapter 5. So you can go into chapter 5 and there's all your materials. There's 5.1 exercises. Okay, so that's your book. Back to our homepage. I'm pretty sure that's about it for what's here. These are all, we'll talk about content and all that kind of stuff in class. But as long as you can look through and read through the core syllabus policies, take that extra credit quiz, you can get your notes ready, which again will be right here. And then make sure you have access to Cengage WebAssign. Okay, if you've done that, then you're all set. And I'll see you in class.